Hello, I'm Tim Barnwell, and welcome to the Face of Appalachia. In the heart of Asheville's historic Biltmore Village stands New Morning Gallery, a cornerstone of American craft for more than 50 years. When Hurricane Helene struck, the entire village was overwhelmed. What followed was not only an outpouring of support from artists across the country, but the sheer determination of a village and a gallery that refused to give up, and of Asheville's unbreakable spirit.
We had experienced over 14 feet of floodwaters here at New Morning Gallery. We had lost a lot of inventory, and of course everything that was downstairs at our gallery was heavily impacted. We were able to get into the building, and when we came in, everything was covered in layers of mud. We had to wade through at least 12 to 14 inches of mud just to get into the building. So it was pretty shocking, and definitely left a lasting impact on all of us. We knew that New Morning Gallery was going to reopen come hell or high water. I think the most shocking piece for us was the extent of the damage across Biltmore Village. We are at an intersection of two major rivers through Asheville, and the impact of the floodwaters was pretty significant across the entire area. It was hard to access the area. There was a lot of debris. There were a lot of things that had been pushed around by floodwaters, but we were able to get into the building. We lost all of our backstock that was stored downstairs, most of which was metal art and metal sculptures. And many things just got washed away with the floodwaters that were in that direct impact line. We were able to salvage so much art, which is wonderful because we know that many of our artists were directly impacted as well. And so for us, the important piece was not just getting the gallery back up and running, but checking in with artists, these close relationships that have been developed over the years with our local artisans.
Hurricane Helene shook the very foundation of Biltmore Village, but the community refused to let it crumble. At the Face of Appalachia, we love bringing videos like this to you, but we need your help. It's as simple as subscribing, liking this video, and turning on notifications. You can also support us through Super Thanks here on YouTube or on our GoFundMe page. Now let's return to New Morning Gallery and the incredible way artists and neighbors rallied together after Hurricane Helene.
We really did have an outpouring of support from artists that are not in Asheville, because we represent over 500 artists across the United States. People reaching out, checking in on us, seeing if we were okay, which was, definitely needed at that time, and just shows the level of community that we have here at New Morning Gallery and across the art and craft world in general. We have been here for over 50 years. This legacy that John Cram built in Asheville that really helped Asheville's economy bloom into what it is now. We knew fundamentally that this was an important piece of not just what our economy looks like, but representative of what our community looks like across the board. And so for us, we knew that New Morning Gallery was going to reopen come hell or high water, pardon the pun, and that we would be once again able to be a place where people could come to connect with local art, American art, really enjoy what that community looks like. And we have certainly continued to build on that community resilience since the storm.
What's the situation kind of overall? I know there's many challenges when you're out. There's maybe still only a handful of businesses that are open, but I'm sure other people are struggling to kind of come to terms with whether they're going to stay or not, or reopen.
Yeah, we have been very inspired by our neighbors across Biltmore Village. This is a hardy bunch of folks who run these small independent businesses here in the historic district. And no one here is under any false impression that they're going to go unscathed when we have heavy rain events like we do. We do as much as we can to prepare. But for the most part, we have been really inspired that most of Biltmore Village is determined to reopen and come back since the flood, and that has certainly been the case. Now we were one of the first places to open after the Grand Bohemian opened, and since then we have seen more businesses coming back. There's a lot of progress in the village. Things are cleaned up, and we are going to see reopenings happening across the fall and winter. And we anticipate that by the early spring of 2026, the village will be completely reopened and back to what its vibrant spirit was before Helene hit.
Were you able to keep staff working, things like that here through the shutdown? Were there other opportunities, or did they help with the cleanup, or kind of what was involved in that?
Our leadership at New Morning Gallery was determined to make sure that staff were able to keep working, and we absolutely did keep our core staff working throughout the time that we were shut down, 240 days of New Morning Gallery being closed from Helene. We operated as much as we could in terms of selling artwork online. There was a lot of utilizing staff to help in cleanup efforts, ensuring that we could really continue to help people have the opportunity to keep their livelihood strong. And that was a very important piece of what we were doing during the hurricane and after. Many of our local artists were impacted personally by the storm, and we have been so inspired by how they have recovered. Their work is also beginning to be reflective of their experiences from the storm, which is very expected in the arts world. We all, artists process their life and their emotions through their work, and we have seen a lot of beautiful work come through that has the remnants of the storm attached to it. And it's just been very inspiring to see that work continue and evolve and grow.
So when people walk into the reopened gallery, what do you want them to feel or see?
We want people to have a connection to the art and craft that is reflective of our community. We have a very strong history in the art and craft world here, and the people who are behind each and every piece here are unique, creative individuals, and we hope that when someone walks into the gallery, their feeling is one of being overwhelmed, not by just the size of New Morning Gallery, but also by the quality of art that we have here, and that people are able to experience something that maybe they have never seen before, something that speaks to them, that they can live with in their homes moving forward, or that they see as gifts and a token of their time here in Asheville. I think for us, having gone through the experience of the storm, there was a wave of support and a desire to help out from our community from the very beginning. And a lot of that immediate relief work looked like, hands on deck and shoveling mud and, getting water and food to people who needed it. And people can still be part of that hands-on support. Now, our relief workers look like all of us. Our economic recovery is fully dependent on people coming and visiting Biltmore Village and New Morning Gallery, and being able to use their buying power to continue to support our economy. That is our next level of storm relief. And so everyone who comes in our doors is a very important relief worker, and they are helping us day by day make moves to get back to where we were.